variations across different operators within future updates. We're rolling out a wide range of scenarios that players will discover organically over time. It's all about adding that extra spark of life to every round you play and bringing the universe of Siege into the game. Now, it's time to get a little analytical. Stats are essential to learn and grow in Siege, and the Career tab has been missing something that can help with that.
The Career Stats Tracker will go live with SiegeX, your personal performance menu, fully integrated into the Career tab. That's right. It is the place to access your match history, identify your strengths, and track your performance. Stats are broken down across ranked, unranked, and quick match game modes, with dual front and more coming in the future.
You can even filter by season, so you can see your evolution over time. A well-known content creator once said, Siege isn't just about your KD, and he is right. Now you can check your KOST, kill, objective, survive, trade, just like the pros, and measure your consistency and round impact the way they do.
Your progress matters, and with these tools, you'll have what it takes to climb the most competitive playlists of the game. Like, for example, Siege Cup. Alright, Brazil, this one's for you. We could tell you what's next, but instead, let's hand it over to someone the Brazilian Siege community knows very well.
Fala galera, é o seguinte, hein? Tô aqui pra avisar, dia 24 de maio, pela primeira vez no sábado, tá bom? Teremos o Siege Cup. E eu vou montar um squad, né? Temos que montar.
Peraí, mas tá muito difícil de descarregar, mano. Papo é, o papo já não funciona mais. Mano, pelo amor de Deus.
Vocês são bagre pra caramba, irmão. Não, vocês são bagre pra caramba, meu irmão. Vou lançar a passarela. Vai na trap aqui, família. O cara tá com o pixel de baixo. Vai tomar no seu cu, mano. Olha o que esse cara tá jogando, mano. Eu vou chamar umas máquinas pra carregar nós. Aceita, aceita. Agora meu Deus do céu, thanks, God, thanks.
Esse time aqui tá muito forte, cara.
Agora sim, finalmente temos um time, tá bom? Boa noite a todos e até a próxima.
That's right, you heard it from Raza first. Siege Cup is stepping up, and it will now be available on...
SiegeX launches.
Incredible to see how we 24 hours a day. Welcome to the landmark. I'm going to go ahead and randomly activate a single device.
Đắm mình vào những âm thanh bạn yêu thích. Mang danh sách phát đi muôn nơi bằng cách tải nhạc xuống để nghe không cần kết nối mạng, hoặc phát đi phát lại thỏa thích bài hát bạn đang ghiền. Nghe mọi giai điệu mà không phải nghe quảng cáo với Spotify Premium. Nhấn vào bổng ngữ để tìm hiểu thêm.
Quarter reshuffle imminent. Stand clear.
Of a broken heart, guess I was chosen. Stitch it back together, better late than never, steady motion. Can't control my fate, but I control all these emotions. I'm not broken, I'm not broken. Already cried my tears enough for an ocean. I've been in the cold rain on my parade. I'm still on my feet, stand tall like a mountain. I am undefeated, made for the game. I'm still on my feet, stand tall like a mountain. I am
Op 4 has located a bomb. Plan your defenses accordingly.
Gravity can take his arms around my legs and try to pull me. I'll still never take the greatest gift I got is being as holy. One thing I learned, pain hurts but don't control me. I'm not broken. I'm not broken. Already cried my tears enough for an ocean. I've been in the cold rain on my parade. I'm still on my feet, stand tall like a mountain. I am undefeated, made for the game. Oh, 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 oh. I'm still on my feet, stand tall like a mountain. I am undefeated, made for the game. Already cried my tears enough for an ocean. I've been in the cold rain on my parade. I'm still on my feet, stand tall like a mountain. I am undefeated, made for the game. Oh, 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 oh. I'm still on my feet, stand tall like a mountain. I am undefeated, made for the game.
Feel like we're falling away. Maybe I just need to feel nothing to make it easier. Turn away, leave. Maybe we're phantom flames. Why do I keep holding out my hand?
10 seconds.
Get burned. I don't wanna clash anymore. I can hear the ghosts in the walls. It's telling me to run away, away, yeah. I don't wanna crash anymore. I can hear the ghosts in the walls. It's telling me to run away. Breaking apart, seeing the end. We have nothing to say. Maybe it's hard to understand that there's nothing left to fight for, and there's nothing left to say. I don't wanna crash anymore. I can hear the ghosts in the walls. It's telling me to run away, away, yeah. I don't wanna crash anymore. I can hear the ghosts in the walls. It's telling me to run away.
Operation Collision Point is coming to Rainbow.
Finalmente temos time, tá bom? Boa noite a todos e até a próxima.
That's right, you heard it from Raza first. Siege Cup is stepping up, and it will now be available on select weekends throughout the season, giving players regular chances to jump into high-stakes competition. New content will be arriving in the competitive packs each season, giving you even more reason to win and stand out. And to give you something to show for it, we're adding exclusive Siege Cup badges. Earned only through participation in victories, these are designed to spotlight the best of the best. Now Josh, to be the best, you need to know the balance of Siege. Its operators, the gadgets, the systems. Are we seeing any changes to the meta this season?
Oh, there'll be some changes when Season 2 hits, and we took the time to prepare for it. In Year 10, Season 1, we held off on major balancing updates. This allows us to have stable data leading into the launch of SiegeX. New elements like destructible ingredients, momentum-based movement, and advanced repel all impact the balance of the game, so it was critical to start with a strong foundation.
With all that in place, balancing updates are back on the menu for Season 2. Some of you already spotted a few balancing changes during the reload competition, and you are right. We've been testing and tuning, and now is the time to break it all down. Let's dive into the system update the team's been cooking up.
We will be implementing a reduction to our global limb damage multiplier. What this means is that shots to the limbs will do less damage overall, and the damage will vary, as you'd expect, depending on the caliber of the weapon. This adjustment will reward those with high mechanical skills that consistently land their center of mass and headshots. Electricity is also becoming a neutral element. Like fire, electricity will no longer differentiate which side of the fight you're on. It will now happily destroy any electronic gadget that touches it. Here's how it works. If you're vaulting, rappelling, standing on any electrified surface, or placing a gadget on one, you will be shocked. When shocked, operators are slowed and shout out in pain, but no damage will be dealt. If you are not doing any of these things, you'll be fine. New jammers can be safely placed next to electrified walls, and mechanical gadgets like Mirror's Black Mirror will not be destroyed when placed on them. Alright, that's enough systems talk. Alex, Chris, how about some operator updates?
We'll be tuning our ballistic shields going into Season 2. Aiming down sights will now be cancelled during the vaulting animation for shield users. This will bring down their lethality and force them to think twice before making riskier, aggressive movements. Specifically for Blackbeard, we'll be making more changes. The sound effects of the glass panel moving up and down on the hull adaptive shield have been enhanced in order to provide more clarity of the shield state. The glass itself has been tinted to make it easier to see when the shield is down or still extended. A big shout out to the community for this suggestion.
And since we're speaking of operators, let's list a few more updates coming to some of them. To reduce frustration when facing off against Jackal, we've introduced some changes. Footprints will immediately be removed after a scan, and the operator detected will be revealed with only one hunter mark. This makes it more interesting for Jackal to hunt his prey instead of revealing them. Jaeger's active defense system will now be able to detect and destroy Capital's bolts and Gridlock's track stingers. Thunderbird's Kona stations will no longer heal enemies, unless hawked by Brava, of course. And Sledge? Well, Sledge will now be able to use his hammer to knock a shield user on their ass if they decide to challenge him.
Okay, so we've talked about changes coming to our operators and some gameplay systems. But what about this season's operator? We'll be taking this opportunity to remaster someone who made their first appearance back in Operation Grimsky. We're updating Clash.
Much like Blackbeard's remaster, the team went back to the core of the operator and rebuilt her from the ground up. keeping what worked and improving what didn't. Clash will be returning to the field with her redesigned CCE Shield Mark II, and it's packing some new functionality.
First, Clash's movement has been greatly enhanced as her shield can now collapse and expand automatically depending on the situation. It will collapse while she sprints, crouches, vaults, and even dashes through barricades. It will remain extended when standing and moving around. She now has access to the free look feature similar to that of our other shield users, allowing her to have better situational awareness. The taser on her shield will no longer do damage because of our electricity update, but will still shock and slow opponents when activated. The biggest change comes with how she can now deploy and anchor her riot shield in the ground. This means Clash not only can play off her own shield, but she also gets the added benefit of moving faster because she's no longer carrying it. If you find her shield deployed in the field, don't underestimate it, because a new trick Clash has is the ability to activate the taser remotely, springing a trap on unsuspecting opponents. To counter this, it's important to know that when the shield is deployed, it is vulnerable to explosives and anyone who can get close enough to it and bash through it. We look forward to seeing how you reintroduce Clash into your lineups.
We've spent all this time covering the huge changes to Siege with Operation Daybreak, and Season 2 is the best time to jump into the game. But now, it's time to look further ahead with a first look at the Year 10 roadmap and what's coming next. Let's take a moment to dive into Season 3. With it, a brand new face is joining the Team Rainbow roster.
He's a defender, he's from Switzerland, and we are anticipating some pretty insane plays to come from all of you when you get your hands on his new gadget. He may be in the shadows now, but in Season 3, he's going to unlock your creativity with the way you defend.
I really love what this gadget brings to defense, but our Season 3 operator will also bring a little extra hardware to their loadout.
We know how everyone loves a new weapon added to the arsenal of tools at your disposal, and this one fits so well with the destructive nature of Siege.
You'll be able to use this new weapon when our Swiss operator launches in Season 3, and we can promise this, it packs a punch.
The new operator will bring fresh developments to the story of Siege, something you'll be able to play with an update to Dual Front. A new neutral sector assignment will introduce unique mechanics tied to lore-driven objectives that can swing the outcome of a match in Dual Front. The team is already hard at work on this, and they wanted to share some concept art that sets the tone for the next chapter. Take a look.
New seasonal assignments bring a lot to Dual Front. In addition, each season features 2 seasonal operator rotations, shifting the meta and introducing new exclusive cosmetics through monthly challenges. We'll be monitoring it all closely while delivering balancing updates tailored specifically for Dual Front. But Dual Front isn't the only map that's getting updated in Season 3. Alex, which maps are we modernizing next?
Oh, whoa, hold on. We'll get to that. As a reminder, one of the biggest goals for SiegeX is to bring every part of the game up to the standards players expect.
Season 3 continues to push to modernize iconic maps with improved lighting and new destructible ingredients, all while preserving what makes them special.
That's right. But that's all we're saying with the new modernized maps today, right?
Yeah, that was the plan, but come on, we gotta show them a little something.
Who wants to see more?
Desolate are all getting the full modernized treatment in Season 3. As you know, these maps are part of the competitive pool and will have an impact on playlists like Siege Cup.
That's right. Season 3 will also bring new improvements in our plans for Siege Cup. Inspect Squad Stats now allows you to inspect your opponent's team before the match even begins. Everything from the ops played to KOST, it'll be your chance to plan smarter, counter better, and make every round count.
We also wanted to give you more opportunities to play Siege Cup. Starting in Season 3, Siege Cup will be available every weekend. That means more matches with your squad, more competitive points, and more opportunities to prove you've got what it takes.
Scouting your enemies, playing every weekend, with over 14,000 winning teams so far, Season 3 is turning Siege Cup into a true proving ground.
While Siege Cup is where you'll bring your A game, the Esports tab helps you follow the pros at the highest level. That experience will keep evolving in Season 3, with a focus on making competitive Siege easier to follow for everyone. Each Tier 1 competition will have its own dedicated page, so you can follow every league, every region, and every match with ease.
We're also giving key events their own spotlight. You'll find dedicated pages for every major, and of course, the 6 Invitational. And to tie it all together, we're adding a new page for global standings. So now you can see exactly how teams are performing across the season, who's climbing the rankings towards SI qualification. The most competitive tier of Siege keeps on growing, and now the Esports tab is ready to grow with it. And we said, to be the best, you need to know the balance of Siege. Hey Josh, it's coming to balancing in Season 3.
Season 3 balancing will be focused on reviewing the new data from the massive launch of SiegeX, as well as listening to all of you. On top of that, we're still going to deliver additional updates. We will be diversifying a number of loadouts this season by reissuing one of our newer weapons to multiple operators. The goal is to give you more control over how you play your favorite operators and allow more access to weapons that were once exclusive to a single operator. There's more on the horizon, a recruit update, and plans to explore magnified scopes on defense.
Before we wrap up Season 3, this Halloween, the horrors found a new home. Some of you might recognize this fan favorite map, but something still feels cursed. And don't worry, the bathroom is not haunted in Doctor's Curse this year.
It's time to move to the next and final season of the year, Season 4. This season, we will be bringing another operator remaster focused on one of our Pathfinder attackers, who will receive a full update, refreshing their gameplay and enhancing their role in the Siege experience of today. The goal with this remaster is to raise the skill ceiling with this operator and unlock more thoughtful, creative strategies throughout the entire round.
Along with remastered operator, we're bringing some new firepower that will enhance some operators' loadouts. What's the plan, Josh?
Similar to how we're redistributing one of our newer weapons in Season 3, we're introducing something slightly different in Season 4. A new weapon available for multiple operators when it's released. This allows us to open up new potential playstyles for the receiving ops and even influence squad lineups. Those new squad lineups will be headed into a few more modernized maps in Season 4. Chris, where are we going?
2 more maps are being modernized in Season 4, Theme Park and Skyscraper. Here's a first look at Skyscraper, now rebuilt with enhanced lighting, new destructible ingredients, and sharper visual clarity across the bold. It's a bold update to a classic setting made for SiegeX. And on top of those 2, we are delivering a full map rework. That means completely reworking and modernizing a map that isn't in our current competitive pool. This map will be elevated directly into the ranked pool, joining the highest level of Siege play.
Other destinations for players to visit